Hey, 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 happy Wednesday. How you doing? Tell me how you doing. We're doing great. We're live and it's a Wednesday afternoon. We are here in the Six Figure Consultants and um Course Creators Club, and we are here on our Wednesday training at 1 p.m. I'm a little bit late today, but we are here to help you, support you in your business, support you in your life, and help you get to six figures. My name is Janet Soriano, and I am a business coach and also a web designer. And I help six figure coaches, consultants, and course creators um, build a business that they're proud of, build a business that can be able to showcase themselves as credible experts. So I am here to help you showcase yourself as a credible expert so you can so you can get to that six-figure mark in your business and be able to grow, because we're here to grow, we're here to expand. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being part of this group. And if you're not in this group, if you're watching this on YouTube or any other via channel in which I purpose these videos, please come to the Facebook group where we do these live trainings every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Um, Join my mailing list at janetsoriano.com, and you can download our free PDF workbook on how to showcase yourself as a credible expert. Today we're going to be talking about a very special topic that you know, always like to teach, which is web design, which is websites, which is landing pages and all that, tech. We're not going to go into the tech part, but more into like the strategy part of how to build and create a landing page that converts. So if you've been hesitant to create your a website, or if you're just starting out and need something up and running, a landing page is a great way to start, right? But many times when we don't know what we should say, what we should do. So in order to have a website that is effective, that's going to help us grow, is going to help us attract and convert those ideal clients that we want them to convert. But let me just pick up my notes over here. Before we get started, I'm just going to tell you a little bit the difference what a landing page is and a website, right? So maybe most of you know this. It's like pretty straightforward. Um, I just want to clear that out. What's the difference between a landing page and a website, right? So a website is where you can showcase your work, basically showcase yourself as a credible expert. And the website is actually a storefront for your business, right? So in case of like in exchange of a brick and mortar business, you have a website for your business online, right? Which is the storefront of your business. A landing page is where you actually, just focus on one specific action that you want your ideal clients to take, whether it's that selling a product, creating an opt-in, creating a course, and, selling that course through a landing page, right? So a landing page, the big difference is just one direct call to action, as a website has many directions and calls to actions in which people can, go take and do things on your website, right? But basically, the whole purpose of both is actually to, sell, to attract your ideal clients, right? And but the mistake that most people make about when it comes to landing page is that they think that the landing page is only to like sell course or create an opt-in. And it's really not. You can use a landing page to sell your one-on-one services. You can use a landing page to promote a group program that you have, right? So there's you can be able to sell almost anything on a landing page. And that's why I wanted to talk to you about these 9 parts that your website or your landing page specifically needs to be able to convert, right? And most of these things also the website needs, but it becomes a different context when it comes to landing page, because a landing page is just a direct page in which you are selling a direct thing. So there's only one call to action, and that's really the difference. And when it comes to a website, there's multiple calls to actions to do various things on your website, right? So I'm just gonna go right in it. I'm gonna like just go through these things and give you maybe some context around it so you can get a little bit more like of like a context around what I'm saying and why these things are important to add in your landing page. So please stick to the end. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Oh, and remember to tell me where you're at and tell me, let me just go back to the group. Tell me where you're at and tell me what's the weather like where you're at, right? So I really, really like to just sit and just, take a look at where you're at, the environment that you're sitting at, and be able to you just notice how's the weather. Today it's sunny. It's kind of like a nice, beautiful weather outside. So it's like windy and stuff. So pretty cool. All right, so number one is we need to have a clear message. Your landing page needs to be able to attract your visitors' attention, and you must be able to connect with them in the very first seconds that they land on your page, right? So how do you do this? Is by knowing first who you're speaking to, right? And what are you speaking to them about, and articulating the results and the problems that you're solving for them, right? You really need to understand that this is a critical part. A clear, like a landing page with just not a clear message for what you're saying or who you're selling it to or what are you trying to articulate, is not going to be effective when it comes to converting your ideal clients, right? Number two is your calls to actions, right? Here's where we want visitors to take action on our website, right? Whether it's a landing page to collect emails or it's a landing page to sell a specific product or a service, we want our visitors to take action on that specific thing that you want to take, right? So it's very different from a website. A website, you can have calls to actions to the About Me page. You can have calls to actions to the opt-ins and to the blogs, right? Um, but a landing page only has one specific call to actions, but they have to be very, very, very consistent and actually have the same calls to action within various different parts of the landing page, right? We don't want to confuse people by having different calls to actions in one landing page, right? Or different wording of the call to action. Maybe the call to action is the same thing, but in one point you're saying, um, get enlightened or uh, go here, right? That's kind of like vague, not really telling me what's gonna happen next. But if you're telling me buy now, join now, start now, I know what to expect once I click on that call to action, right? Now, the third thing is we need to include details of your service and the product that you're selling, right? Of course, we want to state what are the details and the exact things that your visitors will want to buy, right? But remember, it's just kind of like one piece of the puzzle. And what we really want to illustrate is that feeling that we are providing a result, right? We need to articulate what's the result, what's the reward after they buy this, right? What are they actually getting, other than the facts of the details of what they're getting. Like, don't tell. Of course, you can illustrate, like, for example, if you have a coaching program that has 3 or 4, calls a month, right? Yeah, you can say that you have, make it very clear how many calls they're going to get, but don't make that as the emphasis of what you're selling, because you're really not selling 3 calls a month. You are selling a transformation, right? From where they're at to where they want to be. And that's the real critical part that you need to be articulating on your landing page in order to have that effectiveness of people, wanting to like join your program, join your one-on-one services, right? And they also know why they should buy. This is so very critical. This is number 4. And I think that this is the most important part of like having a landing page. You should illustrate the reason why they should buy your service, of course, either by explaining how they can save more time, save more money, save more energy, So how they can get things done much, much faster and eliminate the pain point of doing it themselves, right? You must have like a clear explanation of why buying your product or service is the best investment that they can make, right? Don't expect them to know that. Don't expect them to know why they should buy. You should tell them on that landing page why they should buy that product or service that you're selling on that landing page. Number five is that you gotta be very, very clear who is it for. And this is kind of like same back to messaging, right? We want to make sure that your product and their services are being bought by the right people, because if the wrong people are buying your products, you're gonna have like a lot of refunds, a lot of people complaining around it. And it's just like not a good place to be, good service on. Like you want to just have your ideal clients who will get the best benefit from the product and the service that they're buying, right? So therefore, they'll have the best results and the best, testimonials for you at the end of the transformation, right? And then you have to state who is in app for, so we can be able to like eliminate those people who are, um, you know, kind of confused whether is it for them or not for them, right? And then you're gonna have the right people in your program, in your one-on-one services, right? And you're gonna have people who are ready, right? There's often times that when we don't articulate who is for and who is not for, we get the wrong people in our calls, and we don't see the results of people like buying our services, buying our products, or really getting our results from our services because they're just not the right fit for that program, right? And it's just business, right? And then sometimes we go into this overwhelm of thinking like maybe something's wrong with our product, something's wrong with our service, we're not selling it well, something is, but it's really like you're not articulating who is it not for and who is it for, right? Um, Number seven is that I think this is the best one, and this is the one that we need to like really, really, really study is we need to tackle some objections. We gotta tackle objections by letting them know that what they've been doing before. Like the whole point of the objection is that they're making excuses of why they're still doing what they're doing and not getting the results or the transformation that they want, right? So those are excuses that are in the way, that are obstacles to getting what they want, right? So it's your job as the marketer, as the business owner, as the service provider to let them know what these objections are upfront, right? So you can do this in your frequently asked questions. You can do this by, just letting them know like what are some upfront objections. The most, the most two objections that I see everywhere is like time and money, right? Time, money, or family priorities, right? And really speaking to those are a way in order that you can be able to like get from someone who is undecided, stuck, making excuses on themselves, and like just letting them know like there's a different way to do things to get the transformation that you want, but the way that you're doing it now is not working. So let's try something different, right? Um, for example, there's been an ideal client that has been overwhelmed with her website, right? And the website doesn't look how she it wants it to look. She's not getting the clients that she wants. She's not attracting visitors to her website. But her objection is that hiring a web designer is not the best kind of like ideal of spending her money right now because she doesn't have any clients, right? So the way you can tackle this objection is by letting her know that the way that she's doing it right now is not actually getting her results, right? Because she's wasting so much time trying to create the website on her own, right? And then she doesn't know how to create the website on her own. So she's getting frustrated, overwhelmed, and all her energy that she could be putting in, um, you know, getting on calls with clients, selling, and doing that. She's putting it on something that's frustrating for her, which is, designing her website, right? So we need to like be upfront of like, hey, what you're doing right now is not working for you. So let's try a different way, right? And that's how you sell from a place of, abundance, right? And you sell from a place of like service and value, right? Not of sales like, oh, if you don't hire me as a web designer, then you will never, ever, ever be able to, reach your your goals. Yeah, I could hire another designer later on, or I could do it myself as well, right? So it's not about, tackling objections. It's not about like um pushing pushing energy, but more of like, this is the excuse that you're making for yourself, and you can do this a different way in order to get a different result, right? So how that sounds a little bit more different, right? And more pleasing to the ideal client. So we need to be able to tackle those objections in that front end, so people have less of like the overwhelm and stuckness around making the decision whether they buy from you or they don't, right? Number 8 is we need to have some guarantees. We want to trust that if we're buying a product or a service online, that we're not going to lose. We're not going to lose our money. We're not going to lose our time. We're not going to lose our energy. So giving some type of money back guarantee, or, 100% client satisfaction guarantee, um, we your clients are willing to say yes. Of course, there's some just things that you can't just take money back, right? And it's like you have a no refund policy. But once you have that up front and laid out in the front end, then it creates more ease and less anxiety for the people, because there's a lot of people out there like just stealing people's money, just being, really shaming around all these things, right? So number 9 is my favorite part, is what happens after they buy, right? We got to let our customers know the steps that they have to take before they buy. This will help them create ease, will help them create like they know what's going to happen next, right? So many times when you buy something online, you feel like, oh, I bought it, but then am I getting on an email? Am I getting through mail? Um, what's the next step, right? We really want to anticipate that they know that next step on that landing page before they even click on that buy button, right? And the reason why we want to do that is because it gives them a sense of like, you have a proven process that gets people results, right? And you have thought everything out within when it comes to the client experience, right? Because this is about just being a great, service provider and creating a better client experience for your customers, so they can feel at ease and they don't have like that buyer's remorse after they have, clicked and buy a service or a product from you. Now, with these 9 steps, I'm just going to recap on all these things. I know it's like pretty fast, and but what I want to do, like, I never want to go over like more than 30 minutes on these calls, on these training sessions, because I want you to just take the information, take value from it, and then implement this, right? Like, there's no point of you spending time on this video and watching this video if you're not going to implement these things, right? So I'm just going to go and recap. Ooh, let me just take my notes and recap on these things that you need for the landing page to be effective and correct. You need a clear message, right? You need your calls to actions. You need to provide details of the product, but not just details of the facts, but details of the transformation, right? You need to tell them why they should buy. You need to tell them upfront. You need to tell them who is it for, who is it not for, and you need to tackle objections from the very beginning. And you can use this with the frequently asked questions section. You can, you need to have some type of guarantee. Or if you don't have a guarantee, if there's no refund on your service or the product that you provide, then just let them know upfront so they have that ease, right? And then number 9 is what happens after they buy, right? Like, create that process of that client experience, what happens before, during, and after the buying process for the client experience, so you can be able to provide a better service for your ideal clients, right? With that said, um, your homework is your homework is to like take these 9 parts of a landing page and be able to start um, creating 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 your messaging around it, creating your calls to actions. Like we're getting really clear on these 9 parts, so you can be able to create a landing page that converts, right? And if you need help, like in-depth help, I am opening 5 spots for free coaching, and we can go over what are the things that you need in order to have that landing page that converts free. Okay. Um, Again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being part of this um, Facebook group. And if you're not in the Facebook group, come join us every Wednesday. We have a live training like this with much, much more footage. And if you want alerts of when these trainings are happening, please come to janettoriano.com, download my free workbook of how to showcase yourself as a credible expert, where we have weekly newsletters going to you and letting you know when we are live. Thank you so much for being here, and have a great, great week.